Well guys, after a month and a half of waiting, we finally got ourselves a new anime review. And it's just in the nick of time too, because I just got recruited to pilot this robot to save the world. So, enough chatter. Let's get started. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and today is a very monumental day as I am returning back to anime reviews, kicking off with my review of the anime Bokurano. So Bokurano follows a group of 15 kids who discover a hidden lab inside of a cave where they meet a man named Kokopele who recruits them to partake in a game where they have to man a robot and use it to fight other robots in order to protect the world. Most of them agree to participate, and now each one of them takes turns controlling this robot, which they have named Z-Earth, to protect the world from all of these robot threats. But they begin to discover the dark truth behind this game and the robot that they control. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I picked one doozy of an anime to review as my comeback review because there's just so much going on and so many great reveals from the get-go that if I were to divulge just a little too much information or details, it would spoil great reveal after great reveal after great reveal and just ruin the experience for all of you. And I don't want that at all because I really got a kick out of this anime, and it's because I knew absolutely nothing about it that I just got really invested into what was happening on screen. First things first, we need to clear a misconception about this anime. This is not a mecha anime. I mean, yes, it does have some mecha elements to it in each episode, but it's extremely secondary. In fact, if you were to add up all the scenes that featured the robots in them, they would only add up to about 15 to maybe 20 minutes of screen time in a 24 episode long series. That is the equivalent of one episode in that series. So it doesn't take up a majority of the series. It's very minimalistic. I'm saying this now to save you guys who plan to watch this anime from future disappointment due to the lack of mecha moments, especially for you hardcore mecha fans out there. What this anime really is a human drama anime, and it is done fantastically well. The anime is very character-centric, which makes sense since we're not only following the 15 children piloting the robot, but we also have a plethora of other side characters that show up in the anime, and the beauty of it all is that all of them are very well developed. You get an understanding of what their goals are, who they are as characters, they have their own personalities, and you really empathize and feel for their dilemmas, each of the characters. Hell, even characters that are mysterious or even hated throughout the entire anime get some development. And I wish I could go into more detail on these characters, but again, I don't want to give away any major plot points. Just know that all the characters get their moment to shine, they're all well developed and down to earth, and you really empathize with the dilemma and situation that they face. I mean, they have to give an ultimate price when manning this robot. What it is, I can't tell you what it is, but it's pretty damn sad. I mean, you just feel so bad for them being put in this terrible situation with no hope of getting out of it. It's pretty tragic. But again, I love the fact that they gave each member of the team enough focus and attention and development. I mean, they could have easily sidelined about 7 of them and just focused on the ones with the biggest personalities, but no, even the silent ones get development, and I love that. And the chemistry among characters, whether it be good or bad, was really strong. I mean, you really felt like they were a team that could sit down and actually talk about the situation that they're in. In fact, in the second episode, they all actually gather together and talk about the situation that they're in and whether or not they should push forward. I was so happy that they actually gave us this scene and acknowledged the fact that the characters are all thinking about this. I mean, they could have easily been like, oh yeah, you know, we're in this and we're gonna have fun with it. But no, they actually sat and had a logical discussion about what is going on and how they were gonna handle it. That was awesome. And speaking of awesome, the story. It is just intriguing throughout, with great reveal after great reveal after great reveal. You just get so invested in the story that you just can't take your eyes away. You want to see how the story is going to unfold. You want to see how it's going to end. And you want to see if they'll answer any questions that you had throughout the entire anime. And I'm happy to say that they do answer a majority of questions that you have throughout the anime. I mean, they answer what the purpose of the game is, how characters are picked, who is the enemy that they're facing. This one character named Dung Beetle, they actually go into his backstory. I mean, a lot of loose ends are tied. And the story does have resolution and ends on a very satisfying note that, I'm not gonna lie, made me choke up. Like the final scene of the final episode, I was just like, oh man, I like these characters so much and I'm just so heartbroken. Just give me a moment. Now about the music. The score doesn't really stand out that much, but where it really excels is in its opening and ending themes. They're just so beautifully sung and so somber that they capture the tone and essence of the entire anime. And the last thing I guess I'll talk about is the voice acting. Now sadly there is no English dub for this anime as of yet, but the Japanese voice actors did a really good job at conveying emotion and tone with their deliveries. Now although I really like this anime, it does have a few major issues with it. The first issue with this anime, which also really disappointed me, was its animation. Now, it's not god-awful. On the contrary, it's pretty decent for the time that it came out. It's just that it comes off as very stale and lackluster, especially knowing the animation studio behind it, which is Gonzo. Now, for those of you who don't know who Gonzo is, they're the same people that did the animation for Afro Samurai, which also came out the same year that Bokurano came out. So it really confused me as to why they did a really stellar job with Afro Samurai, but when it came to Bokurano, it felt like they gave him not their B team, not their C team, not even their D team. They gave him like their J team, like the ones that never do anything. They're like in the back making copies or something. Like, hey, animate this anime. We know you have talent, but you're not as good as the talent that we have. And it just disappointed me that they didn't put their best foot forward, especially after giving us some fantastic animation in Afro Samurai. Just see them not kind of step up to the plate here is disappointing. And it's because of that lackluster animation that leads into the second issue with this anime, and that's the robot battles. They are extremely underwhelming. I mean, in every episode, they are building up to this big epic robot battle at the end of the episode, and what do you get? These slow-ass robots moving closer and closer to each other that swing like your grandma that's about to slap you like this. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna attack you. Look out for my jab. Now, to its credit, the robot battles do get consistently better as the series goes on. And realistically, if these robots existed in real life, I could picture them moving very similar to the robots in this anime. I mean, these are massive behemoths, so when they are moving, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to lift that heavy leg and then to put it down, and it leaves like this big impact. And when they're moving their arms, you know, it takes a long time, momentum and all that stuff. It's just, it doesn't make for a very engaging robot battle. And if there's one thing that an epic robot battle has to be, it has to be engaging. The anime does come off as a bit repetitive in some parts where you feel like, okay, it's this character's story, we delve into their backstory, get a little development, do the fight, the end, rinse and repeat. They did that for about 4 to 5 episodes, and honestly, it just felt like padding, and I hate padding. But overall, guys, even with all its lackluster elements, this anime still holds up solely on the strength of its characters and story, which are the two most crucial elements to any form of medium. And that's why I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It is definitely worth watching. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you really enjoy it? Did you get a kick out of it? Or did you find it really boring and dull and you hated all the robot battles? And as always, I would like for you guys to describe Bokurano in 4 words. Comment below and let me know, and I will pick my favorite responses for the next episode of In 4 Words. And that also concludes my comeback anime review. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. More to come, I swear to God. And also, you guys really like this thumbnail right here? Well, you can thank Ben Tuttle for making it, because he's going to be making my thumbnails from here on out. We made this whole deal. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, I want to make thumbnails for you. And I said, yeah, sure. I would love for you to make thumbnails for me. And he has done an amazing job. He also made a thumbnail for my Tomorrowland review, which will be coming soon, by the way. So be sure to send some love Ben Tuttle's way. I'll have a link to his channel in the description box, and also a link to his Let's Play channel. So go check him out, give him some love, and stay tuned for BCG Rumble, which we're also working on. So until then, guys, if you would like to be a part of the Black Critic crew and not miss out on a single awesome epic anime review, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm 21 II, returning to anime reviews as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube!
Wow.